Hello, I'm Maria from the Richardson's Homeschool Life. Today I'm doing a vlog on the garden. It's hosted by Victoria from Home Educating the Mad Lads, and it's a vlog that we do the end of every month, a gardening vlog, collab. So I'll list down below everybody else who's taking part. As you can see, I'm just having a wander around the patio area. The mint's growing back nicely after chopping it down. You've just seen the basil that's growing in the upright planter, and marigolds here, and my poor old fairy garden. Oh, that's done nothing this year thanks to the cats. But yeah, it's just the same normal things that I've had there all summer. So if you've seen the other collab gardening vlogs, then you'll have seen all this before. The strawberries, they're picking up a little bit now since I've moved the top layers. They definitely need more space, so we're going to put them in pots on like a stand. We've got some stands that we can put against a blue trellis. That's going back. I've watered everything since I filmed this. I went back outside, watered everything, but I forgot to water this plant, so now I'm looking at it, I must water it. Reminded me. Bamboo's looking a little bit greener, surprisingly enough, for all the heat. They've gone back now. As you can see, the sunflowers are dying, but I'm waiting for some room in my brown bin. It gets emptied on Monday, so I've got to wait till it's emptied so I can put some more stuff in it. You can see the pots along there. That's got all the strawberries in. It's quite clear along there now. The clematis has died back. That's ready for chopping back shortly. And it's nice and clear because we've emptied loads of pots with dead flowers in, which have just dried out or just not done nothing because of the heat. I've really fallen out with my garden this year because of the heat. It's sent me on a real downer. I've sort of been to the point of giving up with it. You've got a little raspberries there, and alongside the raspberries there's blackberries, I think then. And that's a new blackberry one that I bought earlier in the year. Look, it's coming through the fence. Dean says they're going to go in there and see if he can trellis it along a bit. So I'm hoping that next year that might have some nice blackberries, because it really is growing well despite the dry weather. Mind you, the pool's in front of that, so I think when the pool's been empty, it's only been emptied twice this year, but I think the moisture has probably retained and kept that a bit better. There we've got some miniature sunflowers, although they're not all that miniature really. They're quite big. Got the corn, that's still growing. That's grown quite high. It's a bit spindly, but it's grown quite high, so I'm quite pleased with it. We've got all the cobs now that are forming, because I didn't think it was going to do anything for a while. So they're not far off ready. But I do love these sunflowers, I must admit. They're one of my favourite things to look at the moment. I love seeing the bees on them. It's really nice. A few of the pansies that are left, and you can see the marigolds in the little pots have died off. A lot of them have been emptied. Again, there's some more of the sunflowers. Up here we've got some dahlias. They've been struggling. As you saw on the patio, those dahlias there haven't even opened. But here we've got some buds, and they're a bit spindly. They were a lot better last year. Look at that. Cassie's been in digging holes, and they're the daffodil bulbs, so they've all got to be redone. So I'll have to cover it over with something to stop her going in there once the sunflowers are finished. These are those seeds that I planted that were my uncle's, and expiry date was about 2015, but look, there's flowers coming on them. I have given these a good water because they look really wilty, so I have watered them. We've taken all the onions up now, they've all done. I've got a few garlic bits in there. I think they're about done because the tops have gone brown and the leeks are grown lovely. I can't believe how spindly they were, and I thought, oh, they're not going to do nothing. And they look so lush now, really nice. And a lot as well, so I'm going to have fun doing all of them. I'll have to freeze them. Cucumbers have got none on now. I've had all the cucumbers, as you can see, they're dying. The sun's had these. I mean, it's really hot in the greenhouse anyway, but the door's open, and when the sun sets, and well, not sets, but comes round in the afternoon, it shines straight through the greenhouse door. And that first plant especially took a good hammering from the sun, and it has been a fight to keep these with enough moisture. But we've had some really lovely cucumbers, so I certainly can't complain. My peppers, you can see. I've got one good one on each of them, and this year, so far, nothing's eaten through them. Not like last year. They got eaten, they were hollow, but I had them outside last year, so this year I just left them in here. They could have done with a bigger pot. I think they would have filled out a lot more, but I just didn't. I just left them in a small pot I transplanted them into and left them. But I can't grumble. If I get a few peppers, then you can see a baby one there forming. If I get a few, I'm happy. Here's the onions. They've been put on the rack to dry. Should be spread out a bit more really, but I haven't got the space, so we just keep rotating them round. But they're in the green now, so they soon dry out there. They've been getting ready to hang. Here I've got some parsnips. I took the top off this box because the tops of the parsnips are really long and bushy, but the parsnips themselves weren't really forming very well. So I took the lids off and see what they do. Well, give them a good watering and see what they do. Everything else is empty. Most of them are all empty now, except for that one you can see with the spike. Look at that. I've got the Brussels sprouts in there and they look like it's about to rip through there. So Dean's going to sort that out for me and see, probably leave it off. You can see some butterflies going around, but we'll risk it. There's the raspberries. They've grown really high this year and they've got quite a few red ones at the top, so I'll perhaps pick them and might put them in with some apples in a pie or something, or do some crumble on their own because Lisa can't eat apples, she's allergic to apples, but she can eat raspberries, so I'll do her separate raspberry pies. I've got some carrots left. I'm thinking about planting some more. I don't know, I've been arguing with myself whether to or not, because I'm thinking, oh, can't be bothered with this garden. But there's more of those flowers there, and the usual flowers that are in the pots along there. But I've not had much colour at all this year, not much at all. So I have been sort of been put off by it. But I don't know. You can see the runner beans, they've all gone. The sun killed them totally. We had one batch of beans and the rest just sort of baked hard on the stalks. It's like my apples are for them baked on the stalks. I had some lovely spring onions. They're really big and really nice. They've come on great, so I'm not complaining about them. They did really well. And as you can see there, the sweet corn. Better picture of it. So there's not much left in the garden at all, really. Nothing much at all. Peas have all gone as well, dried up and gone. The potatoes were in them. We dug all them up. They didn't grow very big. They were small, so I'm not going to grow all these first earlies, second earlies and main crops again. I'm going to use my own chitted potatoes because they were far better last year. This month I've remembered to show you the tomatoes. Now, I've got some nice red ones on there, but I've had a lot that have just got baked on the stalks, and I've had like caterpillar type things in the middle eating them. A lot of those tomatoes I've just showed you were baked. In fact, they're all so bad I've not had none of them yet. I've had plenty of the little cherry ones, and the money maker ones are starting to come on now. Some of them have got a bit of yellow in on top that no matter what you do, doesn't go. So we've eaten them, but we're okay, we're still alive. You can see that one there, look, that's how they've all sort of baked and something's gone in and eaten them. Then we've had a few like that. So they're not too brilliant. I mean, they look good. You can see there's quite a few tomatoes that we have had and to pick as well. I've got some in the fridge. So not done too bad. I was hoping to get a good crop though, so I can make some sauces for bologneses and that, you know. But don't think I'll have enough for that because it's just here and there-ish. But if you stand back, you can see the overall damage that the sun has done to them. I mean, you can see half of them died, they're yellow. No matter how much watering they do, it's not the same as rainwater. But they're not doing so well. So yeah, I've been on a bit of a downer with the garden. I was on the point of saying, right, I don't want to bother with it no more. But, you know, I think I will. I can't see me not bothering. Picked 2 crates of apples off the apple tree on the front. We've had a lot of bad apples on there and a lot of baked apples. It's just been a bit disastrous, but they're okay. I think what I'm going to do with them is freeze some. I've been looking out to freeze them because I've never actually froze apples before, but I know you can. So I'm going to freeze them because there's rather a lot there. They'll last me throughout the year then for pies and crumbles and that. So yeah, that's just a general view of the garden. Not a lot to show you this month. Like I say, I've been on a bit of a downer, but I think it'll be okay. Once I start a new year and I start planning, it'll all be okay. So that's it for the garden. Like I say, it's hosted by Victoria from Home Educating the Mad Lads. I'll put a link down below to hers and everyone else's. And I'll see you now on Tuesday. Bye.